Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to this October 1st Daily Divine, here to support our soul shine. My name's Lisa Lyle, and this is my channel here on YouTube. A very warm welcome to all of you who are new, and of course, welcome back to those who are coming back. So, hopefully today, October 1st, gets us back on a daily schedule with these connections. There is so much going on. And personally, in my life, my world, finally, we are completely moved into our new location. And we are packed to the rafters with stuff. Whoever thought you could move a 3-bedroom main of a house with a garage and a shed into a 3-bedroom apartment with a shed? I don't know. Crazy. And what I've really come to understand over the last few weeks is like the amount of stuff, the stuff we accumulate that we don't even realize that we have. And, like, now that we're here, there is still going to be a huge culling that needs to take place so that I personally can feel grounded and centered and not discombobulated by all the stuff. I don't even want to show you around because there's a lot of stuff. So, anyways, how you all doing? How are we hanging in there? Intense times. And tomorrow, on October the 2nd, we will have our new moon in Libra. I'm just going to open up my notebook because I sat and took some notes this morning before we connected. So we're going to have our new moon in Libra at 10 degrees, which is also a total solar eclipse, which unfortunately we won't see here in North America, although some parts, I think southern parts of North America may have some visibility of a partial eclipse. Regardless of whether we see this spectacular event that's taking place in the sky, we are feeling it, and we're already feeling it. We had our harvest moon lunar eclipse back on September 17th. We are at the midway point now with the total solar, with the new moon in Libra, and then there will be another partial lunar eclipse with the full moon in Aries. Had to think on that for a sec. So tomorrow's eclipse is taking place on the south node of the moon. And it's happening at 10 degrees. And this always reminds me of that Wheel of Fortune. Destiny's doorways are opening up for us. And so doorways of opportunity truly are opening for us. And it's about our willingness to walk through these doorways, because there's going to be a lot of intensity, because along with the new moon, we have a water trine happening with Venus, Mars, and Saturn. And so this is really hitting us in our emotions, in the feels. And, let me just read what I wrote. So, doorways of opportunity are opening, and this total solar eclipse is taking place at 2:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this new moon in Libra with the solar eclipse is really having us reflecting on our past, our relationships, our connections, the things that we... Oh, hi. Yes. I've done my laundry already, Dawn. I can't believe it. It's like my first experience with a laundromat, and the machine stole like $10 from me. It's ridiculous. So I guess it's a bit of a learning curve. But have a great day, Dawn, and I will be reaching out to you with your monthly, likely by the end of today, like in the evening. There's a lot. I have a number a number of readings to do. So we will be connecting. So this total solar eclipse with the new moon is having us reflect on our past. As we are being asked to envision our future, well, we are called to stay deeply grounded in the present moment. So that's a lot of push and pull. And if you look at the scales of Libra, and just for anyone who's new, I am not an abused woman. I have been moving, and like my arms, if you didn't know me, you would think I was being abused. I'm not. So if we think about the scales of Libra, the scales of justice, divine justice, we are the fulcrum, the centerpiece. And we can imagine that our right arm is the past, and we're digging into the past, while the left is our future. And so we're being called to stay deeply grounded in the present. What is going to come to light at this time is relationships of all sorts. And we are being reminded that our relationships are a mirror. So we're learning to love within ourselves, both the shadow and the light. And of course, within our relationships, we're being asked, as we learn to love the light and shadow within us and our experience, it's the same for our relationships. And what is really going to be highlighted are our intimate relationships. So we're being told that divine justice is being served, and divine justice is being served, and we're being guaranteed, as this justice is being served, that we're safe, we're supported, and we are offered security and comfort from our universal team, our team of light, God, the angels, and our loved ones in spirit. One of the questions that came through for all of us, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted, like this new setup here. I can see like people walking around outside. It's a little bizarre. And the old guys just like literally passing back and forth in front of my line of vision. So one of the questions that came through is, can we be vulnerable in our relationships, and in particular in our intimate relationships? Can we give and receive support unconditionally? So, like when someone's not behaving or acting as we feel that they should, are we able to love and support them regardless? And just allow them, because you have to, like, we all know that we're each a soul here, we're each a human here having an experience to awaken to our eternal soul. And so we're all here working through and clearing karma individually and of course collectively. So we've got Venus in Scorpio. So this is a part of the water trine that we have taking place. And I believe Mars is in Cancer and Saturn is in Pisces. So with Venus in Scorpio, we are, because Scorpio is a really deep sign, right? And rather secretive, rather really what do I want to say? The intensity in with respect to our sexual conduct and our sexual nature. Scorpio is all of that rolled up, and so with Saturn in Scorpio, this is really Venus in Scorpio. This is really, Venus is all about love, right? And then Scorpio is rather, what do I want to, the words, it's like the unconscious, let's say Scorpio is the unconscious, the things we don't talk about, the things we don't discuss, the things we want to keep hidden about ourselves, and in particular with respect to sex conduct and stuff. So this is about with Venus and Scorpio. This is about deeper unconscious motivations. And this can lead to soul alchemy, like expansive transformation. Scorpio is all about the sexual connections, and we can evolve through the sexual connections, or we can hold ourselves in patterns of dysfunction, perpetuating pain, um, uh, just perpetuating pain and triggering trauma. So this is a time, it's really about the transformation of our soul. Are we willing to let go of everything we thought we knew and open and expand into true newness, that which we do not know? The intensity of our emotions at this time is going to be off the charts with this water trine taking place. And it can, if we allow, lead us to emotional maturity. If we get swept away in the intensity of our emotions, whether, of any nature, if we get swept away, it can lead us to just putting ourselves back in this cycle. And with the eclipses, the energy of the eclipses lasts 6 months, and in fact, let's just say a year, but we're really working within a 6-month time frame with all these conjunctions and inconjuncts and trines and squares and all this other stuff. I'm not an astrologer, so if you're looking for astrology, it's probably another channel. I speak the language of the soul, which often is reflected in astrology. So we really want to work with these energies to gain emotional maturity. As intense as our emotions may be, we're here to grow up. And so this is about we're being called to lovingly parent our inner child. So showing up for ourselves in ways that, perhaps our own parents didn't show up for us. Perhaps the relationships we have in our life, people aren't really showing up for us in the way that we need. And so this is where personal responsibility comes in, and we begin to show up for ourselves. Communication is going to be highlighted at this time, and in particular with respect to the square to Mars in Cancer. Our nervous energy is going to be amped up. And we, if you're intuitive and highly sensitive and you spend time with other people, you have likely seen over recent weeks, like just the energy go from way up here to, slumping, and then up and down and up and down. This is why we're being called to be deeply grounded in the present moment. So this communication energy is going to be really highlighted in the next 3-month period. So once we hit January, February, and March, there's going to be, it's going to be a time for us to make decisions, making decisions based on our feelings, our inner knowing, and really what serves our greatest and highest good. So, with all of that being said, I am going to pull some cards for us and see. And I've been guided to work with the Moonology Oracle and the Queen of the Moon Oracle to uncover and discover what is in the shadows, what wants to be seen, and what we may be avoiding. And then the other day, I received a beautiful gift from a beautiful sister of the heart, the Queen of the Sun Oracle. So we're going to work with the Queen of the Sun Oracle to shine light on how we can bring the shadow, how we can allow ourselves to face, see, and heal the shadow. And remember, we're being called to love both the shadow and the light aspects of ourself and our experience. So, for those who are new here, if you are resonating with anything that you're hearing, please do consider subscribing to this channel. It greatly supports the channel's ability to reach more beautiful souls, more of our soul family. And it's really a way, it's like a show of encouragement for me. And every subscriber, whether new or old, who comments on any of the content here on this channel, new or old, gets their name entered into our free reading giveaway, which takes place on a monthly basis. All the names that have ever commented stay in this little basket, and once a month I pull a name. Which reminds me, Elaine, you are our most recent winner of the free reading, and I have yet to hear from you. So please do reach out if you want to claim this free reading. And you can send me an email. My link is in the description box below. I'm very excited to connect with you, Elaine. Hi, Milos. Have a great day and don't run too fast. So Elaine, if you are interested in claiming your free reading, please do reach out to me and let me know. That gives me permission to tap into your energy. So without further ado, I'm going to take a sip of water and we're going to get to the Queen of the Moon and the Moonology to see what's lurking in the shadows there for all of us. Can you believe it is October already? The 8th month. Got you there, right? Because they tell us it's the 10th. I believe it's the 8th. The name says it all. Oct. Okay, I was going to put this back in, but it's the only card in the deck that is reversed compared to all the other cards. So we're being asked at this time is what we need to release, right? So let's get further into it because we want to know what we need to release. And we may know deep within, and yet we may be holding on because we feel comfortable, we feel safe, we feel secure. And yet we're being told that it is safe for us to release. It is safe for us to let go of what we're holding on to so tightly, particularly if it is not comfortable, if it is not joyful, if it is not filling our cup, if it is depleting us like the holes in the buckets, then we're going to be spinning our wheels because the hole in the bucket creates mud in which we can get stuck. So please know that everything you're doing in service to yourself is paying off. And it may feel hard and it may feel uncomfortable, yet most things worth having in life are, like the forerunner is discomfort. So let's see. Still not really telling us what's in the shadow. It's telling us that we need to release and that our hard work is paying off. So just tuning into the collective shadow. What is it that this eclipse wants us to come face to face with? How can we benefit from working with these eclipse energies? There we go. Well, this is perfect. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. And we just had our full moon in Pisces, the harvest moon, which was the lunar eclipse. And so this card has come out for us multiple times recently. And so this is really about, reflecting on the past, envisioning the future, and staying grounded in the present, because we are the bridge to heaven on earth. We are the gateway. We are the catalyst for change in this current human experience in the world. And as we As we show up for ourselves, we are also showing up in unknown ways for the collective as more and more souls, more and more brothers and sisters begin to awaken each and every day. So let's see what's going to come through from the Queen of the Sun Oracle. This will be my first card pull. We played with them a little bit at the JOB the other day, and I have just this morning cleared and aligned and charged the cards with the intention that for all who receive messages from this deck, it is serving our greatest and highest good. So let's see what the first card out from the Queen of the Sun Oracle. And thank you to my dear friends who gifted me this. You know who you are, and I am so grateful. What a delightful surprise on a day that was I was a little low that day, and then this gift arrived. Ah, okay. So the sun is shining light on life. Did you guys just see something fly by the screen? I'm going to have to go back to that. Where are we at? 20. There was just like a little. So this is our life. And what I'm feeling with this, I'm almost feeling like a God / Moses energy here. What is your soul purpose? It says soul invictus on the card. Life, it's your life. How is it playing out for you? How is it going? How are you feeling? You know, are you happy with the current state of your life? How's your state of mind? It's time. What I just heard is time for you to decide what you're going to do. And, you know, sometimes this is what they're taking me back to the what do you need to release? And this becomes challenging for us, particularly in those intimate and interpersonal relationships, right? Because so many, we discussed this a bit the other day, or quite extensively, so many of our connections are codependent. And some of the codependent relationships are quite toxic. And how, particularly intimate relationships, because when there is that exchange, I'll just say, of bodily fluids, or the exchange of energy through sex, let's just say sex, you know, it can become quite challenging to elevate ourselves, particularly if the vibration is not a match. And that doesn't mean we don't have great relationships or we don't have great sex with someone that isn't a vibratory match. What it means is that we're really being called to clear away those relationships that, instead of elevating together, one is, say they start like this, right? And then the sex conduct comes in, and then this one starts to come down. We never want to come down to meet someone else at their level. The whole entire purpose of our relationships is to support the elevation of one another. And so if we're not, if it's not happening like that, then the empath, the highly sensitive person, will usually begin to feel very depleted, very worn out and tired. I'm hearing you are writing your story. And how is your story playing out? You're in the middle of it now. How is it going? Are you envisioning the happy ending, the desired outcome, the fulfillment of soul purpose in this lifetime? Or are you, or is it not just being written the way you want? Is it a sad story? And even stories with happy endings have sad bits and pieces in the story, right? But if it's a consistent, sad, low, depressed, story, who wants to read that book? We want a positive desired outcome. So the sun is shining light on life. It seems all very uh, what's the word? Like uh, wishy-washy. The energy feels a little wishy-washy here. Oh, okay, because now we get to the action. So, your life requires your active participation. Your relationships require your active participation. Your ability to balance spirituality and practicality in the physical form requires your participation. And so, here, life is asking us to change. Life is ever changing, nothing stays the same. Everything is organic, fluid, and flowing and moving. And it requires our action. And sometimes the action, this is a 2, so this is the high priestess energy. This is, we could say it's also standing on our own 2 feet, being, anchoring in to the ground beneath our feet. And it may feel at times as if you're climbing a mountain, and we're not billy goats, right? So it's not easy to climb the mountain. The billy goats make it look easy. For us, it can be a hard climb. It can hurt our hands, it can hurt our feet. It can take all the strength that we have to keep going, and yet we are encouraged to keep going because our hard work is paying off. And it feels that by the time Capricorn season arrives, by the time of the solstice, we will begin to see the manifestation of the hard work. We will have a clearer vision of what needs to be released, of what we have released along the way that has cleared the vision for us to keep going forward. So keep going, trusting the purity of your heart, trusting that you are being led and guided every step of the way. So one more card from here, and then they keep having me look up at this deck here. So I'm going to pull a card or 2 from there as well. Oh, yes. 43, progression. So our life is progressing, whether we like it or not. We will have more fun when we actively participate in our life. And, the progression is healing. Your year, it says. The progression is healing. Your physical body is healing. This coming week really feels like a time of restoration. So getting recentered, regrounded, getting out to nature, really exploring the mirrors in your life, the relationships in your life. How are they? Are you willing? Are you able to be vulnerable in these relationships and speak your needs clearly? Are you are you able to give and receive love unconditionally? Are you willing in relationships to give grace to yourself and others? And if not, perhaps it's time to set yourself and the other free, right? We don't do ourselves or others any favors by staying in situations that aren't supportive, right? So it feels like this time is all about relationships, and all relationships begin with our relationship to ourselves, right? That's the first relationship. First, well, it's the relationship that we must attend to on a daily basis, consistently. So let's just get a couple cards. That one jumped there, and there's 2 there. And this. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Okay, so we've got the 5 of water, loss, right? So in this image, we see the 3 bowls, here cracked and broken and the water's all spilt out. And so we're focused on that. We're focused on what we've loved, what we've lost, who we've loved, who we've lost, our stuff we've loved and stuff we've lost. And yet we're being called to focus on what still exists, what remains. And it's reminding me of this too. The two bowls are still full, and yet all we can see is this water. And what I'm really being called to say here with the water that is spilled from the bowls is that this water is watering the seeds that you have planted, right? Don't worry about repairing the bowls. Let that water, the water's already gone. The water's already served its purpose. And now it's focusing on what remains and growing from there, knowing that the water from the bowls, your tears, however you want to imagine that, are watering the seeds of your dreams. And then we've got the Four of Air, contemplation. And this is the progression card. It's reminding me of the progression card here. And it reminds me of the message that came through for this Libra new moon eclipse that's going to take place tomorrow. It's about reflection on the past, and while we're envisioning the future. And perhaps in order to be able to do that, we must sit and be quiet. We must go on the vision quest. We must be willing to be honest and transparent with ourselves, because we can't hide anything from ourselves, right? We live with it all the time. And so this really feels like I'm hearing a new day has dawned, the sun has risen, and we are here to shine. And so if you're feeling like not so shiny, you're not a shiny, happy person, maybe that's our song of the day, Shiny Happy People. I think it's REM. If you're not feeling so shiny, if you're not feeling so bright, I'm hearing get out into the light, because you are the light. But get out into the sunlight, into the sunshine, kick your shoes off, take some time to unwind, and really allow yourself to tap in and tune in to the support that is ever present for all of us. So with that being said, I'm sweating buckets here. I am going to say, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Milos and Dawn, thank you. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you all again tomorrow. If you feel that there's any way that I can support you on your spiritual journey, please don't hesitate to reach out, to book a personal reading, intuitive healing session. You can visit my website. The link is in the description box below. And so I look forward to being here tomorrow to support your ability to grow and glow. Until then, take good care.